Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and be sure to check out my free upcoming live stream concert, Freebeat Live Clash of Fools. It's on Friday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be a ton of fun. Hope to see you there. Let's get started. So you know how when you sit down at a keyboard and you hold your finger on one note and you wiggle it back and forth expecting vibrato to happen? Well, on the Arturia Microfreak, thanks to the digital patch bay and the unique keybed, we can make that happen. Today I'm going to show you how. So if you're not familiar with the Microfreak, it's an awesome little synthesizer from Arturia. It's got a digital oscillator with an analog filter and a whole boatload of different oscillator types, and they just keep adding more and more. It's amazing. But it's got this really cool keybed that handles aftertouch a little bit differently than a traditional synthesizer or keyboard controller would. You see, on the Microfreak, the more of the key that you cover with your finger is what controls the amount of aftertouch that is sent, rather than the pressure that you play the keyboard with. And on the digital patch bay, under the press section, we can actually use that as a modulation source for any of the 4 built-in destinations and the 3 custom ones as well. So there's quite a bit you can do with it. Today's patch is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to show you how to make vibrato on any sound just by covering more of the key with your finger. So I've got an initialized preset here. I'm going to go ahead and change my oscillator type to something that I like. How about harm? Let's play with that just a second here. Cool. I like the sound of that. So now what we could do is just set the keybed to modulate the pitch bend, which, I mean, it would work. We can show that off really quick here. I'm just going to scroll on the digital patch bay to the press section right here, and then the first column, which is pitch. So the key press is modulating pitch. We'll click in the matrix knob. We'll set that to I don't know, 1.5. So now you can hear the more I apply to the key or take off, the pitch changes, and we can make that even, we can make that crazy. It's fun, but it's not that practical because it's inconsistent. So I'm going to show you how we can take this a step further to get the same result every time and make it sound really nice. So let's hold down the matrix knob here and clear our modulation there. So there's a couple steps to this. What we're going to start off by doing is modulating the pitch with our LFO. So we're going to scroll down to the LFO section on the patch bay here, and we're just going to leave it right under pitch. We're going to click that in, but we're going to leave it at 0. Now that sounds kind of weird. Why would you set the LFO to modulate the pitch and then not set any depth to it? Well, that's because we can actually modulate that number with the key press on the keyboard. So if you're following along, that means we're going to apply pressure to the keyboard, which is going to modulate the amount of the LFO that is modulating the pitch. So we're going to be modulating a modulation, as it were. So let's go ahead and set that up. But first what we need to do is set the LFO's depth modulating the pitch as its own custom spot. So we're going to hold down the Assign 1 button. Then while we're holding that, we're going to scroll to the LFO and pitch modulation point right there and click that in. That's going to set that as the custom destination for Assign 1. Now what we're going to do is scroll down to the press row here, and we're going to navigate all the way to press and Assign 1 at that cross point. We're going to click that in. Now this, like I said, is going to modulate how much of the LFO is modulating the pitch. I know it's kind of tricky to follow, but just trust me, follow these steps and we'll get you there. I'm going to set it to 1.5 just because that's what I like most. So now, when I hold down the key and apply more, you can hear that sweet, sweet vibrato come into play. And if you want more of that, we can simply scroll back to Pressure Modulating Assign 1, click in the matrix knob, and set that as high as we'd like. Let's try 4. That's pretty cool. Let's keep going. How about 40? 41.5. And as you can hear, there is a little bit of in between. That seems a bit intense for my liking, though. I actually kind of liked it at 4. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, that's super cool. It's honestly just a lot of fun to play around with and see what kind of cool sounds you can use that on. And like I said, you can use that on any of the oscillator types, whatever sound you'd like. Oh. Let's try the FM. Here we go. It's super fun. It also works in paraphonic mode too. It's just so much fun to play around with this. I think that's why on a lot of the screens here, they present you with like vials and whatnot, kind of like you're in a science lab, because that's what this thing feels like. It's just one big science experiment. Oh, that's pretty cool with the chords oscillator. That's honestly an oscillator type that I've never really played with. And don't forget, on the patch bay, you can still assign the keyboard press to control other things as well. So I'm sure you could get some pretty wild stuff in there if you were to play around with like the cycling envelope and messing with its destinations as well. Also, don't forget, we've got 2 more custom destinations to play with too. And not to mention, we could still modulate the LFO's pitch modulation with something else too. Endless options, really, just endless amounts of things you can do with the Microfreak. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a like on the video. If not, you can leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.